I'm feeling rather good at the moment. I'm sat here, I've just had a client call, but I'm feeling nice, clean. I feel I'm slimming. I hopped on my weighing scales today, and after pretty much a month now of being on the treadmill, figuring out my diet, being on Mounjaro properly at the 15 milligrams, I am proud to announce that I have smashed out of my plateau that I've been in pretty much since after my gallbladder surgery, and I am down 5 pounds this month. I am currently at 20 stone and 13 pounds. I have been kind of nibbling around 22 stone, sorry, 21 stone 2. So to get 20 stone and 13 pounds, I'm happy. I'm back in the 20s. That honestly has been such an absolute mindfuck for the last 2-3 months. I went under the knife, well, it's more than 3 months now. It's 5. Jesus Christ, where's the year gone? Itching in my head. Over the last 5 months, I've gone in for gallbladder surgery. I came off the Mounjaro. I argued with the NHS. I got fucked over by MedExpress because they don't want to take the risk of giving medication to somebody that's on Mounjaro after gallbladder surgery. I get it. I understand the business reason behind it, right? I had a lot of stress. I had a client that I fell in with and fell out with. So at my worst, I went from 20 stone back up to 21 and a half stone, and I kind of hovered there. I almost tickled to 22 stone, right? But for the last 2 months, I'd been hovering around about 21.6 and 21.2. So to finally get into the 20s again, so 20 stone and 13 pounds, it feels like I've turned that page. I said this on one of my other videos. I've started exercising on a more regular basis. The taste of water. And I now have a rule for myself that every day that I can, I'm either on the treadmill or I go for a walk. I say every day that I can because when I first started this, I was able to do pretty much 14 days back to back. And now the summer holidays have started. And I know this sounds like an excuse, but it's hard for me to get out and about as often with the kids or be consistent on the treadmill with the kids because my son's non-verbal autistic. And it's just hard. So over the last 30 days, I have pretty much been on the treadmill or outdoors 22 times out of, say, 30. I feel the difference now. And some of those days I really, really didn't want to. But I'm proud of myself, you know. The medication that I've scaled up to 15 milligrams is now hitting because I've now been on it for the 5 weeks, 6 weeks. The appetite suppressant is back. As I said, the non-scale victory here is I can see, I can feel it. I look in my own my mental mind picture of myself. I look and I feel slimmer. I'm back into my long sleeve t-shirts. I feel comfortable in them. My shorts, I'm having to tighten up the belt again. You know, all these good signs that I got when I first went on the medication. But yeah, I side effects wise, I'm after I take the jab, there's still 1 or 2 days where it's semi-eggy in the morning. I'm back up to the point now where I need to make sure that I realise that I can't eat past 8 o'clock or it's going to sit in my belly and it's going to make me either wake up in the middle of the night or make me feel uncomfortable, or when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to have that poo. And I do need to remind myself in these warmer days that I need to hydrate more. But this is my update to say that I'm feeling good with myself. I'm feeling better with myself. I'm proud of myself being more active. Plus, I'm liking being more out and about. I'm finding myself giving myself more time to be out and about. Walking around in Greenhead Park, have a look at Beaumont Park locally. I did a video recently where I found a giant penis for some reason. I'm feeling a bit more happier. My problem is that if I'm left alone and the kids aren't here and I don't have any work to do or I haven't felt productive for the day, then that's when it niggles with my mental health. Tell me how you're doing. How have you been doing over the 6 weeks holiday? Have you got kids? Do you struggle when it gets too hot? Are you hydrating? I want to know if I'm alone when it comes to this time of year, that I struggle with the juggling with the heat. I struggle with the self-care. I tend to forget about Alan. My problem is that, as you may be able to tell, I'm bunged up at the moment because it's hay fever season. So I've got that balancing act of, if I stay outdoors, I can control the environment and I won't get a huge hay fever flare-up. A huge hay fever flare-up for me means I'm constantly sniffing, constantly getting a dripping nose. By the evening, my head feels like a watermelon. It really hurts. And then when I go to bed, my nose won't stop dripping. And then I almost drown in my own snot. And then it can get dragged onto my chest, which then does give me a chest infection. And then it rolls out a day, 2, 3 days. So it's not just one hay fever episode, right? So I've got a choice. Do I either stay indoors and try and battle my hay fever, or do I try and hope for rain or a break that I can go out, enjoy a day out in the sun in which that I might risk getting a hay fever attack? I don't get that problem, obviously, in autumn, winter, early spring. And as some of you may have noticed on this channel, if you've been around, if you're one of the OGs that've been around for forever, I used to constantly sniff in videos. So do you struggle this time of year? Or do you love this time of year because it gives you a chance to get out and about? It forces you to get out of the house. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Or just say the word duck. I'm Alan. I'm losing it on GLP-1. I'm trying to get you to type duck in the comments. Are you?